Hello, hello. Welcome to the Simply Together show. It is May. It is May. It's the 5th of May. It's my birthday next week.
Oh, dear.
It's not that in.
Just get that in now. Get that in now. It's my birthday next week.
Can't hear Cecile.
Thursday. And yeah, and I've been outside, and the roll neck was because it looked really chilly this morning. But I've been outside and I'm still not taking it off because it's not really warm. Have you been out, Shelley?
Yeah, I've got my t-shirt on, but I did have my little jacket on because it is a bit breezy, but it's quite nice. It's quite nice.
It's not too bad. It's not too bad, but it's not summer. Summer's not out there, okay? It's still only spring. So how are you doing, Shelley?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. I did a chilled out bank holiday weekend, but I did do the run out with like do my auntie bit. I had to go and pick up Jake from camp because he's doing the test run, his exhibition. He had the exhibition. The dog, sorry, to do expedition. He's doing like Norway, Sweden and stuff to do his explorer belt.
Is he?
He was walking with the kit just over the weekend, just to make sure that they got all stuff together and how all their kit and everything works. So yeah,
lovely.
It's good. It was a good run out, but yeah, I saw some very big houses. I don't know if you've been around Ballroom Wood before.
Oh God,
yeah.
There are some huge houses down there. Yeah.
Well, it looped me round. I saw a sign. I thought I'll go down there. I'm early, so I went down, and then I was going down the lane, and then it said private lane, and I'm thinking, oh no.
Yeah.
No, you never lost. You just have a ramble.
Some of those houses are even bigger than our old Bedford Road houses.
So I'm gonna have to pull out and come back in again.
Oh, is she not hearing us?
It's where I've moved the other two off the screen, so it's definitely whatever Nike's logging in with. I don't know what it is.
So hopefully we'll be okay today. We've already got Nike going in and out. Don't know whether that's just going to continue. I'm good, thanks. I've just been having my nails done, ready for my birthday.
That's one of those things where you always do.
Yeah,
a little thing for yourself.
Yeah, little bit for yourself. I worked over the weekend, so yeah. Well, if I take off a bank holiday, I need to take it off if I've got something to do, not just to have a day off because then
I get that.
That's one less day whenever I need it. So so I worked, and that was fine. Because ultimately young people still need you, even if it is a bank holiday. And yeah, that's about it. Just gearing myself up to work all this week. And then I've got a few days off next week for my birthday. How are you?
I was waiting for you to turn around and say, a few days off next week for
my birthday. Well, yeah. Oh my Lord.
How are you doing?
Not too bad, thank you. Like Shelley, chilled weekend. Well, when I say chilled, what I meant is that I didn't commit. I just did what I wanted. So, the normal stuff, taekwondo, done. Then I went to see the Michael Jackson movie. And yeah, I'm ready to go again.
And
I loved it.
Ready to go again?
Oh, 100%.
Okay. I haven't been.
I did really like it, to be honest. And it was Michael Jackson, so I knew I was going to like it. I knew, at the very least, I knew I would like the music.
Okay.
And, but it was quite interesting because I never participate in what critics have to say if I'm interested in the movie. I don't really care. I like to make up my own mind. And a lot of the criticism I've heard about it, to me, doesn't actually make sense because the film is very linear. It is very clear that it starts from when he's young and it ends with the Bad Tour, which was in 1988. Okay. So, yeah. So that's not a spoiler alert. Everybody knows that. I already knew that before I went. So that was really good. The guy, the Jafar Jackson, man, kudos to him.
Okay.
Kudos to him. There's some bits that, because you remember how Michael used to speak when he was younger. That voice, jeez, was exceptional.
Really? So it's okay. So then I need to go and see it. Is there a need?
I would 100% recommend to go and see it, because then you have, unless of course you're not interested. If you're not interested, that's one thing. But if you're interested, but then at least you have your own opinion.
Okay. What am I?
Yeah.
What would I be interested in? His story, or is it?
Well, there were a couple of bits about his story that I didn't know. I knew obviously that he was pivotal to black music being played on MTV. I think we all know that. I love how they portrayed that in the film. I thought to myself, I'm going to keep that, even if they've used poetic license. I loved it. And just the other bits there about how he finally got out of the clutches of his father, Joseph, as well. Obviously, we know these things happen. We see the report. So the way that was portrayed in there was very interesting. And the dynamics with his mother I found very interesting as well. There were some bits I was discussing with my friends yesterday that we kind of didn't agree. Not that, we didn't live with them, but there's certain things that the way that was portrayed didn't make sense. I'll just leave that there. I don't want to put any spoilers there.
Have you seen the BBC documentary?
It's on my list to watch. I'll watch it. I can't watch it this weekend. I'm away for summer camp, but I'll probably watch it the weekend after.
Okay. Because I watched that very recently and thought, oh, okay. So I wonder whether this is very different.
No, this is literally, I think the key is the word bio. It's like I said, it's linear.
Yeah.
So it doesn't deal with a lot of the controversies, which is why a lot of the criticism was bad.
Okay.
Because like I said, it ended with the bad tour. Bear in mind, the bad tour was nice. And I know that because I went to the bad tour in Leeds, in Mounthay Park.
Did you?
Yes, it was absolutely brilliant. I remember my dad made me say, "You mean to tell me you're going to leave this house and go all the way just to watch this Michael Jackson?" And I'm like, "Yes, Dad, I'm going." So for a short period of time, I was Mrs. MJ in that house.
Okay. Well, maybe I don't know if I've got time this weekend because I'm working. So maybe this weekend I might go.
Yeah, you need to check the timings, because how I did it, I just made up my mind I was going. I didn't invite anybody, although I did end up going with a friend. I told my friend, I said, right, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to see Michael Jackson. You're very welcome to come, but I'm not committing to a time. I will call you about half an hour or so before I'm ready to go. Because, no, Cecile, you know me. What's one of my biggest complaints, right, is that I can feel time. If I had said I want to go at the 8 o'clock show, which ideally, traditionally, the way I think that's what I would have done, I could have ended up missing it, because there's always something to be done in this house. So I just thought to myself, that when I get a break in it, it's not to be mean. In the end, but that friend said, oh, she was too tired. She couldn't come out anyway. And then my other friend that I'd been at Dunelm with messaged me and said, are you going? Have you decided on the time? I'm going to come with you.
Right.
So it was that type of thing. So it wasn't that, no, I don't want anybody to come with me. It was, I'm going regardless of the situation. And if anybody comes with me, I will love it. And I have to do that something.
Can I just say, Shelley, did you see that we didn't even get told that she was going to go at some point? There wasn't any of us.
Nothing.
No. I see how
Which
that
part
works.
of having a chill day? I'm not telling anybody anything. You don't understand. I have known you for how many years, Cecile? Whenever I rang you on a Friday and said I'm doing A, B, and C. Don't you try and gaslight me on air. Don't you try and gaslight me on air.
But for this argument,
just because you've got psychology degrees and all of that malarkey and I haven't. Look, I'm on TikTok, mate. I know how gaslighting works.
Oh, God, you and the flipping TikTok. Oh, my God. I still don't have TikTok.
I don't know whether the Irish Forum's on TikTok. You might have to. We
Are
might
they?
have to get you in the office. I was thinking about what the Irish Forum has done. We had a big chat beforehand before you came on, before we went live, and all the different things that they do. I don't think they're actually on TikTok. Now I just thought that.
Might be at some point. At some point, they might be on TikTok. So, do you want to introduce who we've got here today? Then,
Yeah, I'll bring them on screen because we've got a few of them backstage. The little team. I say little team, little but mighty team from the Luton Irish Forum.
Yeah.
So we have 2 people that work in the office, and we have one that yeah, a trustee now finally, and has done something
I can't hear Shelley.
very different for the Irish Forum this year. And if you haven't seen our posts, then yeah, you need to go away. So we've got Sue that works in the office. Are you in the kitchen at the minute? Are you? I can't see.
No, I'm in my office. There's loads of
you're in your office.
I didn't realise I need to change position probably.
No, you're right. You're right. It just shows just the reason why I'm happy that you're on was because you've actually got a charity that does so much in Luton, but that actually people don't see exactly what you are doing. So I was trying to basically explain that the Irish Forum is not just a building that is just there and does like the St. Patrick's Day Festival and does a few crafty clubs and get-togethers and stuff. There's so much more that you do, and people that even come along to your services don't actually realise what you do. It is the whole cultural thing. It's the support of the community. There's the whole benefits side of things and that kind of advocacy, I think, for people to still maintain their Irishness, even though they are over here. Would that explain a little bit of it?
I would think so.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably a sort of fair summary of kind of what we do. It's incredibly diverse, and I've just got to say we are on TikTok.
Oh, you are.
We are on TikTok. The youth part of LIF, which again is another sort of branch of the services we provide, they are on TikTok, and they make some very good TikToks.
We'll have to have a look because that is like almost it's another thing you've got, that it's been in civic kind of setting as well, where you are, which sort of like come along with the forum. So there's the stuff that the community see, and the stuff that ministers actually see, like going down to. I mean, we did joke, JP. We did say, how on earth we all come down to London to support you? How are we not actually having tea in the embassy while we wait for you?
Where's sneak egg on?
Oh, it's all right.
It's
Stop.
like,
There's quite
yeah.
a strong background noise.
There again.
Nico, I'm going to have to put you on mute. Sorry. Yes, yeah. I think she's sorting something out.
Sorry, Shelley, say that again. You said you've all descended on London, and
We all descended on London to watch you during the marathon.
Mm-hmm.
And how on earth did we not arrange it that we all just popped into the embassy for a cup of tea? And
well, there you go. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, it would have been you would have been very welcome, I'm sure. Cecile, I have to take you to task because I actually think it is quite warm today because I'm just fanning myself there with this. You know what I mean? Oh, this all on. It's not important. What 1%? No, it's not important. It's just this. Important.
Look at that. Look at that.
I've been doing that a lot this last week.
I think you
But
have.
yeah,
And you can do that for the whole year. Everywhere you go, you need to show people.
Oh, honestly, it's been a great week, and You know, no one's more surprised than me that I got over the line. That was my whole mantra to begin with, just get started and going. And you know, it was just, I don't know, the training. I think the marathon itself was actually a lot less stressful than the training was, and I think I took it too easy because I was too busy high-fiving kids when I was running around. I'm sure the coach was looking at me going, "You can probably run a bit faster." No, not really. It's high-five. It was the best things I ever experienced, to be honest. So, yeah, I'm sure we'll come back to that. But
You did actually go faster on your second half because we'd got like the app kind of going, and it do give you your split times. And when we were looking, it was like you were actually going faster because I think we were all trying to get towards the end, and it was like he's going to get there before we do.
So most people, what happens is you'll hit the wall around 20 miles, and I think the problem with that is the psychology of Mars is people keep talking about that, or you hit the wall at 20 miles. And I think with me is that I actually more than halfway when you run past London Bridge, and then you meet there's thousands of people there, Cecile, and they're all there, they're all cheering your name. I think when you go past that, people are going a bit overwhelmed, and people start walking, and you have lots of people who begin to walk then, and that's when your mind starts thinking about it again. But like I said, I had a bit more of a push down with the last 10k. I actually put my earphones in and got some music in, and that kind of lifted me up again. I hadn't, considering I spent all this time training and would listen to podcasts and stuff, I didn't have that on the marathon. I decided not to. But that last 10k, I kind of sped up, like you said, Shelley. But just incredible. The best thing I ever did in the whole thing was putting my name on my t-shirt. Because at the first, when I was really overwhelmed at the beginning, and my eyes were through, and I was like, because I didn't say it to anybody, but I'd hurt my calf on the last run on the Thursday before the marathon. I pulled my calf, it was stiff. I had a lady gave it a massage on Friday. Saturday, I had the rest up, and then Sunday was the marathon. So I was thinking about that, and at the beginning, right at the start of the line at Blackheath by Greenwich, I'm standing there. My eyes are streaming, I'm overwhelmed, and this young black boy, he looked about 20, 25, shouts, "Come on, JP, come on, JP, let's go, JP." And next thing I was like, okay, we're going to go. So I start take off, and I swear about 400 meters, the same kid came running out from the side of the crowd, and he said, "JP, found you again, go on, JP, go, JP." And then I was off down the hill with the marathon. It was just such a lift. And the whole way around, listening to people, shouting your name and watching people going through all manner of things, people with pictures of their mums and dads at the back of their shirt and all of this thing. The response was just phenomenal. And I think a lot of me was worried that I wouldn't see people, like seeing all you guys coming down from the forum, me wondering whether I'd actually see you and see my family who came back from Ireland. But I got to see you guys twice, which was brilliant. Funny story, actually. I got to see my little boy. He was at a Gaelic tournament in Ireland. Him and my wife came back early, and I got to see him about halfway. But he has a video right at the end of the marathon where he's actually coming up, and I see the 365-yard sign. I had to visualize in my head. You go past Big Ben, the sign is there, and I go, right, I've got to go get to that finish line. And as I'm running towards the finish line, and I have no idea about this, he's shouting at me, "Daddy, Daddy!" And I do not see him. He hits me on my arm with a placard he has for me, and I do not see him. And I'm going, he's shouting, I've seen the video, he's shouting, "Daddy, I'm your firstborn, I'm here." But I just need to get that line, I just need to get that line. So it wasn't all the perfection I thought it was going to be. So, what they say on social media, you always put out the good things, and actually, what? That was quite one of those funny, weird things. But it was just an incredible day. And getting to sit down with the Irish Forum guys afterwards was just phenomenal. And a massive thank you to Sue for raising money at the weekend and for Elisa for, the comms and the promotion and literally getting people on board. Yeah, we record stuff, but putting all that stuff on social media, and then getting you guys from Simply Deeds on board, and just big energy, big positive energy. It was just phenomenal. It just worked. I think I said this at the beginning. Get over the line together. We get over the line together. I'll be doing the running, but there's so much more to it than just that. So, and I just think it was just incredible.
Yeah, can I just say there is a picture of me sat right behind you when we met you at the finish and you sat down. The reason why I sat there was because I realised JP had folded his legs up underneath him as he was sat, and I was like, stretch him out and lean back if you need to, because your blood needs to go around your body, and I didn't want him seizing up.
That was definitely risking me seizing up, because I thought I back up again. And you said to me, "Do you want a hand up?" I didn't think I'm kind of okay. But although I won't name the person here, but what I would say is, as I was sitting on the tube, I looked at my watch and I'd done 65,000 steps. Okay, I won't name the person, but somebody from the Irish Forum, unnamed, sat down in front of me, and without any sense of irony, he looked me dead in the eyes and said, "God, my feet are killing me today." And she, just at that moment, she kind of realised, and it was just this moment of self-awareness. She went, "Oh my God, I feel so silly." So, yeah, I won't name Noelette. We should have to Noelette, I got you. I'm going to keep that. Oh, it was just such a lovely moment, so lighthearted, just sitting on the tube. But just at that time, I just thought it's so perfect. But you know what? So much gratitude that people came down to see it, and you know, we were one big team, and it was just a lovely end to the day as well.
Don't you think there was a lovely vibe, though? I mean, in London that day, just seemed to bring out the best in everyone. You know, everyone was just so supportive of different runners, regardless. And yeah, it's just such a beautiful day.
Yeah, it was incredible.
I've known a couple of people that have run it, and they've all said about the everybody, the crowds that are there, and the support. My brother hasn't done the marathon, but he's a runner, and he said many years ago, put your name on your shirt. You have to put your name on your shirt, because everybody will reach out. Everybody will call your name as you're going along, which is what they obviously did for you as well. I think that's one thing everybody needs to do, just so they get that interaction.
Even
the week of the Barcelona.
Yeah.
Rita, yeah, honestly, Rita her support was brilliant as well, and she was so great coming back on the bus, and you know, she's a great woman. And it's funny, when we were leading up to the marathon, I think Shelly put something in the WhatsApp group to say, you know, if you and I was going to say, you know, if anybody can find that Cadbury's Black Forest Gatto chocolate, they'll have that. They'll have a big kiss in the cheek. And I was going to say, Rita, that's a cheek on your face, by the way, just before you get out of yourself. You know what I mean? But she was great crack, you know, throughout the whole thing, and great support. She's a great lady, and I'm so lucky to have you guys support me. Shelly, you're fantastic as well. So, you know,
I was wearing the Irish and Luton t-shirt, even though I'm not Irish. It's the one that I wear whenever I'm out and volunteering with the guys. And even I was getting people shouting at me, saying like Irish and Luton kind of thing. And I thought, yeah, it's just the whole atmosphere there. I mean, so you did the day before. Did you work out how many different steps that you've actually done?
Oh, I don't know. We were sitting on the tube with 65,000 now, so that was just like a couple thousand up. Yeah.
Because you said
65,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's like
I suppose you got that little bit beforehand, but yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of walking to begin with, to go out from the train station all the way through Greenwich to get to the starting line and stuff like that. And then you're pacing around nervous as well at the beginning. So you've probably done about 10,000 before you even start, you know. But yeah, I just it's something if I ever do it again, there's other things I would do differently. But you just can't take away from getting the medal at the end and just like being able to say you've run a marathon. And again, part of that hasn't really sunk in at all, you know. But I'm so proud to be a trustee of the Irish Forum and be able to do it to support them, and to be able to see that the work, you know, that money will go back into supporting people, and you know how hard they work, supporting people of any age. And so that's just made a big difference to me, just giving that focus. With Elisa there, you know, there was a time when there was only a couple of £100 donated towards it, and then suddenly they were able to get back on social media, get it, you know, pushed on, and then suddenly it just went from, you know, 1,000 to 2,000. I said, well, Lisa's to be being how much you want to raise? I said, no, £5,000, and we're like, that's a bit ambitious. I have no idea. I just plucked it out of the sky. But then in the last week, another £800 came in, and then people, probably because they thought, yeah, I think this fat lad's actually going to win it now, so we might as well. Probably fair enough. But it just all came together, which was magical. So I think we've probably got about £6,000 donated now, which is
We're not far off. We're not far off,
JP. Go a
JP.
long way to supporting, some brilliant people.
How far off are we?
So, Gauze on the doors, £5,537 so far. So, that's a phenomenal response by the community. It's amazing. And every time I can see a donation coming in as an email into my inbox, like, oh, I wonder how much it is, And it's just lovely, just updating that totalizer, really.
And because what I was trying to explain, like last week, it was like, if you've got a small amount that you want to donate, if you're putting that into a small bucket, you feel bigger ripples than you actually put it into like a big bucket. And even though the Irish Football may be classed as small, with the amount of monies and stuff that they get in, they are mighty. There is a lot that then goes on. And of course, was it some of Sue's? Was it some of your money that went into it as well with the day before with the?
Yeah, it did. So I've added another £20 on that this morning, Elisa.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so that's
right.
£20. I think that's £863 now.
Fantastic.
So I was you, I think. I think there's 5 of you that were actually then did like the was it 5K?
5K inflatable, 22 inflatable objects. Yeah, it was great fun.
Some of the videos
is that 22 inflatable objects along the route of the 5K?
Absolutely, yeah. So basically, it's a 2.5K round with 11 inflatables, but you go around twice.
Okay.
So yeah,
some of the videos, you do wonder, the ladies are trying to get their legs over and then laughing too much that I don't think they're actually going to get out from the inflatable.
Honestly, I did it last year, and there was a couple of obstacles that I had trouble with last year, but I've been working on my upper arm strength. So this year I could actually haul myself up, but then there's one where you grab the rope and you go like across a moat. Last year I couldn't do that at all. I ended up in the moat both times, but it's too high to get out. So you're then relying on people that are coming through to try and haul you out of it. Whereas this year I got across twice.
You can't see from this video. Sue's quite diddy. She's a little compact.
I am. So, but yeah, it was difficult last year. This year I didn't find it as difficult, although it was very hot, like it was on the Sunday. It was hot, so I didn't run a lot of it. Whereas last year I ran it. This year I did a little bit of a run and then a walk, a little bit of a run and a walk. So because it was just too hot. But yeah, it was good fun, and I'll do it again next year. Okay.
So you don't have to go into a ballot like for the marathon?
No, you can just apply to do it. It's there's a cost to it, so you have to pay for it. I think we paid £31, and it depends when you book your slot to how much you pay. The most you can pay, I think it's about £55. But if you book it in the early point, you can get it at a discount rate. So if I booked it now for next year, it cost me £22.50 because I've done it this year. So, but yeah, I will do it next year, I'm sure. But yeah, so you just pay for it. It's down at Redbourne, the Hearts Showground.
Yeah.
So if you type in St Albans, if you type in St Albans 5K inflatable, it comes up and you'll be able to see exactly what it is. But it's big inflatable objects, and you have to like climb up ladders, go down slides, go through tunnels, go through like pillars, but bearing in mind it's on a bouncy castle, so you've got these pillars, so when you step on it the pillar comes and knocks you over, that kind of thing. Or there's like big hammers coming down from the sky, but everyone's going through it, so they're all pushing them at you, so you like get slapped with the hammer this side, you move, and then you get slapped with the hammer that side. No, it's good fun.
Sounds like a great crack too, never mind. You sound like something you do in hand again, never mind raising money.
That's the hardship that you went through, JP. All those silly early morning runs.
Oh, I know. It's so, you know what, I mean, the good thing about I didn't want to get back to it now. And I saw Coach Dave the other day and said I'm coming back to spin class and doing that on Thursday morning, but you need to have something to aim for now, you know, because it'd be easy just to drift away in that, you know. So, yeah, I'll get back doing some more running. Early morning is lovely. I remember running in the pitch dark up around Streatley and stuff. And, you know, it doesn't belong. That isolation is lovely when you're running, if your mental health. And weirdly, when you do it early in the morning, it gives you energy for the rest of the day, which is people told me for years. And I was like, oh, how would you not be knackered later? But it gives you energy. The funny thing was that at one point in the winter, when it was pitch black and like -1, I was running up by Keach. And a young girl I know, a family member I know, she's in Keach. And every time I used to run up and down the hill to Keach from the A6, I used to name that hill after her. So I do one for her, and I used to list it. And it was tough for me because I used to think it kind of keeps you humble, because I used to see cars going up there at about 7 in the morning thinking, you know, I'm comparing to myself about having to get up for a run sometimes, and actually some people are going through a hell of a lot more than me. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, wonder what people are driving up at that time in the morning to see people and how their lives are going. So I really had to change my mindset from I have to get up and go for a run to I get to get up and go for a run. So much I think that I changed like that. So there was lots of different things, parts of marathon and had in the back and I didn't know about. You know, I would always make sure I was running when I was wearing a green t-shirt. That's just something I had in my head. Make sure not I had my Irish Luton one, I had my Irish Forum one, which I must give back to you. It's only got about 200 miles worth of sweat in it, so I'll get that back to you at some point. But yeah, but I always had that wee tradition that I do, and it was just running in the morning was quite different. I was so quiet and chilled. But then when it came around to marathon time, I had to get used to running when it was bright outside, or like the other day running when it was hot the week before.
It was a rather warm weekend, yeah.
Oh, bullshit. But after a while, I forgot about how hot it was, because again, carried by the crowd, I didn't really care. I wasn't going to stop. I was always going to get to the end. So it didn't matter, you know.
And all for the love of the Irish Forum.
All for the love of the Irish Forum, yeah.
I mean, you've got volunteers that do silly things as well.
Say that again?
You've got volunteers that do silly things as well, and then get pulled into it because of certain people called Rita James.
Yeah.
But it just...
All appreciated. All very much appreciated, though.
It's...
Absolutely, yeah. The organisation like the Irish Forum live and die on having volunteers and people who carry the message like yourselves, and who, you know, I often say this to some of the women I work with, you know, you want to be around people who will talk about you in rooms you're not in. Do you know what I mean? They'll be bigging you up in places that you aren't even in, who are actually spreading the positivity and having your name on the end of their lips when they're talking about things, and then you pay it forward. That's proper allyship, and you go, right, okay, well, they see this person there, I'll be talking about them because I know we're going to look after each other. And you guys are brilliant at doing that, David. I'm honestly really, really grateful to you. You guys, I always say iconic behaviour, you know what I mean? Just people who are truly bringing a big message for other people. They don't have to. The easiest thing in the world is just talk about yourself. But carrying that message for other people is massive. It's huge, and it's really appreciated.
Can you tell us a bit about the things that do go on at the Irish Forum? Because it sounds like you do a lot more than what many of us know you do.
I think, yeah.
Who's
I mean,
that for, Cecile? Do you want me to answer that for Elisa or Sue?
Either.
I'd say we look after, when I say the Irish community.
I would say that for myself, I knew about the Irish Forum about 15 years ago because I used to work for Luton Rights, so I used to be a debt advisor. So I knew that I worked at Luton Rights, so we used to give benefits advice and debt advice and housing advice and employment advice. So I knew that there were another organisation that did that. But for many years before that, I would have thought the Irish Forum were the guys who had the parade in Luton. Paddy's Day parade, and I used to watch it in the middle of a pub. I said, you know that. And it's when my sobriety kicked in, and I got a chance to see a documentary that the Irish Forum did called Paint the Town Green, and I was in the background of the parade and all the lead up to that around COVID time, and I actually started to begin to appreciate again what they do. And then once I knew that, I thought it's time to actually start bring in some more publicity what they do. And I recently started calling them sleeping giants. You know, to support people with their passports, to support, you know, people of all ages around the activities. You've got bingo, which is, you know, can be a war. You have, you know, your team chat, other activities, you have social events, trips away, all of that stuff. Now the other element that is brought into it is for young people, so that interact group. So you know what you're doing there is you're building towards the next generation, second, third generation of Irish people. And this is going to sound really silly when I say this, because you're so stupid, JP. But when I used to think about second, third generation Irish people, you know, I think, oh, how can we attract these people? I forgot. I'm thinking about, but JP, your own children are second and third generation Irish people. Do you know what I mean? But it's easy when you're looking around, you're going, how can we find people? Actually start there. You know, my son used to come to the youth group and that. And it's just about, these people aren't that far away. You know, there's lots of them in Cardinal Newman, there's lots of them in other schools, lots of schools all over Luton. And it's about attracting those people into every form. So you're building a legacy for those people who won't be here in a few years' time. So those people who are coming to bingo, who are coming to, you know, going away on those trips. And you never know when some of those people goes on a trip and it's their last trip. And you never know, you know, what tomorrow isn't promised, as my mate says. So what we want to do is be looking out for their grandkids and their kids to give them something positive for the future and give them something that they can go, okay, well, this is part of my roots now. I can hold on to that. You know, I remember my nan was Irish. She used to tell me stories of growing up in Luton and coming over from Ireland. You want to just keep that forever.
So, or at least you want to actually, have you actually got like a list you could kind of roughly?
I can tell you exactly what we do. So the building, we've got a 3-story building here, and it's kind of split into 3 levels. So on the ground floor is what I would call the community centre, if you like, because that's where everybody comes and we do loads of stuff. So on a Monday, we now have Pilates on a Monday morning. We have internet cafe. Then we have crafty cuppa in the afternoon. On a Tuesday, we have bingo. Tuesday afternoon, we have card club or games club. On a Wednesday, we have bingo. We have gentle exercise after that. On a Thursday, we have tea and chat. And then we have line dancing. And then on a Friday, we have a baby and toddler group. And then we have art class. So we've got a full range of activities throughout the week. There's a nominal fee to attend. So most of the clubs are £2 for an attendance. The baby and toddler is £2 for an adult and £1 for a child. So that's a little bit cheaper. The Pilates and line dancing, they come with a £5 charge if you're a member, or a £7.50 charge if you're a non-member. So they're all the clubs that run during the week. All of those clubs are run by volunteers. So it's not paid staff, they're all volunteers. So without the volunteers, those clubs would not run. So they are kind of our backbone of the whole forum, because without them, we wouldn't have all of those different things going on. So if anybody wants to volunteer, come and see me. I'm your lady, and come and join us and get involved with the volunteering. We've then got the middle floor, which is where the paid staff are located. And on that middle floor, we do a range of stuff. So we have our welfare advisors that do anything that you're struggling with, really, whether you're trying to get benefits, you're filling in forms, lots of different things that your services you're not able to access, all of that kind of thing. They will help you to access that, but it is by appointment. So you have to ring up on a Monday, Wednesday or a Friday between 9:30 and 12:30, and then you'll be put through to an advisor. They can give you what advice they need, and then if they need to see you, they'll make you an appointment. So it's all by appointment. They do passport renewals, new passports, and we also do pension signing. So that's happening at the moment. So people have to get verified that they are who they are to continue getting their pensions. So we've got lots of people coming in currently asking us to sign their pension forms for them. So that kind of goes on this floor. And then we've got the upstairs floor, which is predominantly for hirers. So we can get people can come in and they can hire our space. So if they want to deliver training and that kind of stuff. The downstairs bit, which is the community part, we hire that out as well. Generally in the evenings or at weekends when we don't have the clubs running. So it's a big space, and it's then available for lots of different uses.
And yeah, it's a good price as well for what you get for like the area that you then have and bits and pieces. I mean, if any of our Simply D's crews out there and you're unsure, this is where we used to do our soirees, and where we've done our recent soirees as well. So they should know the building quite well, but not realising that 3 stories does do a hell of a lot once you're in there.
Loads, absolutely loads. And like the bingo, as an example, the bingo will cost you £5. So you get a cup of tea or coffee or juice or water. You get currant bread, brown bread, white bread, grapes, biscuits, and 2 games of bingo and a raffle ticket for £5.
And it gets loud. I'm telling you, bingo gets loud.
Very loud. Yes, it can get very loud. People get very excited when they win.
You can actually hear the bingo when you're upstairs, like on the middle floor, or when you're out in the garden.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the lovely things about particularly one of our groups is called Crafty Cuppa, and they're absolutely unstoppable. They just turn out a huge amount of crocheted and knitted items, but they've actually sold them to help Women's Aid. So there's a really nice end product to that somebody else is benefiting from it.
Yeah, there is a lot that they do turn out from there. And if Amanda's watching, that where my best mate has moved house, or wanting to move house, that she had a lot, because she does a lot of crocheting. She had a lot of wool, and she's like, I'm not taking it with me. And I said, I'll take it up there. So there was like 3 big huge sacks of wool, and I just knew what they were going to be doing with it. It's not just any of the groups that you've got. It's not just you go along just to be with someone, although you are doing that. I mean, like the tea and chat, you've always got someone coming in and talking to people that come along. So whether that's something that they would learn in, or you're helping them with something. The police come in. Who have you got this week? Health related, the elderly related.
We have a student, I think it's this week, who's coming in. What they're trying to do is try and understand how screening should work for older people, what makes it meaningful, that sort of thing. So it's really good that they're interacting with our seniors to help design services for them. But I mean, you, that sounds quite a serious thing, but you have very, very different kind of speakers and that will come in. They're always very engaging, always very welcome. Quite often about health matters, though, and how to get the best out of your later years.
I mean, some of the talks that you get there, because quite often where Rita hasn't, well, I've been her, as they call it, her carer, I've been driving her up there, that you get all sorts of different types of talks kind of like going on, and there's always something going on. So part of those 2 groups, you've then got we're going to go out to Poplar's Nursery, or we're going to go and I was just trying to think what was coming up.
Seaside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all these kind of things come from that. So it's keeping the community together, and also then the cultural parts of things as well. So you put events on.
So Irish Network Stevenage we've got coming up soon. So there's an Irish centre or an Irish group in Stevenage. So we work together with them, and they come to us once a year. We go to them once a year, so that you get that mix. It's really nice.
Yeah, and it is keeping, as JP was saying earlier, it's kind of keeping the culture and the history and the stories there, because some people just go along with a tradition and not realise where the tradition's from. And if you haven't got that talk about it, you haven't got the reasoning behind it, you don't realise why you're actually celebrating a certain thing. What was the busiest one that I went to? It was the women.
St. Bridget's.
St. Bridget's.
St. Bridget's, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. 280 Irish, well, mostly Irish women in a room, a lot of Prosecco, and a great time.
Fantastic.
I say
That sounds
most
good.
women. I think it's about 98% or 99% women. I think the men were only there because they were the taxi drivers.
we can normally the way of introducing the St. Bridget's is, good afternoon, ladies, and individually name the men. We know who they are, but it's lovely. It's a way of celebrating Irish female achievement, and we've got some great achievers in Luton, such as, say, the Noah Enterprise being set up by an Irish nun, Sister Eileen. Obviously it's moved on an awful lot since its early days when she did set that up, but they're just lovely things for us to celebrate, really.
I didn't know she did that.
Yeah.
I know Sister Eileen. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
She thought she was going to be here for 6 months with like a temporary posting. She was going to go on to Bristol, and then she just got her teeth into things. She got some condemned flats for people. Not they were condemned. They weren't going to be used in the future, so they could provide temporary housing, set up a soup kitchen, and originally it was perhaps an Irish solution to an Irish problem for people in our community who hadn't done as well. And it was a very caring solution. And of course, it's an organisation that shouldn't exist, if that makes sense. But because it does now, I mean, it's on a whole new level, and looks after the community much more broadly. But yeah, it's humble roots down to one lady.
Wow. Okay, that is absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I didn't know that. I do now. But yeah, wonderful.
The one that they did on St. Bridget's was they were the celebrating the Irish women that actually came, so your first lot that then came out. So it was like the wedding dresses of the time, and just celebrating individual families. And it could just be seen as you just sat there and you're just seeing the wedding dresses coming out or the pictures coming out of particular people. But when you actually sit there and you realise just what you're learning that those people that were born in Ireland and then made that decision, we need to move. We need to come over to England and to make something of ourselves. So you actually see this in these young girls, and most of them being like the young girls, and those stories as they come over. And that's the sort of thing. I mean, I love that kind of history. I was never any good at any other kind of history, but I love that kind of history. And because I grew up with my granddad, and he was telling me stories of being around in Stopsley, because that's where he grew up. So I've got the 3 generations of knowing what Stopsley's like, and then sitting down with my aunt, where she was from Ireland, and actually having that kind of a conversation herself, that she met someone from over here. He moved over there. They lived over there for a while and then came over here. So those kind of connections that can just filter out and not actually be picked up and not actually realise just the big thing it was to actually then come over and try and find jobs and things. And it's the same thing with that Windrush stories.
Mm-hmm.
Those big discussions that were then made, we need to do something for ourselves. Do we go or do we not? Yeah, and it is amazing. But
well, a lot of people,
quite busy.
a lot of people might think of the Irish immigrant as a bloke working on a building site.
Story to tell about how they came to be in Luton from Ireland, and I came over because I was struggling in college and that, and I was really good at the first year of college in Letterkenny, in Donegal, and I never missed a single lecture in the first, between September and March, and then it trailed off. In the second year I was failing. I knew I was failing, so my brother lives in Luton, so I decided I was going to come over to see him. He was working in Halford to go into what was University of Luton then. So most Irish people, I came over to have a look around, and just 26 years later now. And it's funny how I was telling somebody about that in the pub one night, and he said to me, JP, he said, I've been living here for 37 years. I came over to buy a car. Never went back. Such a good story. That was such an Irish thing. You'd go over and look about. Next thing, hang on a minute, I've got a wife, kids. What's going on here? What? I'm running a business. everybody's got their own story to tell, and people coming down to work in London, and women just coming over to, start studying and make something of themselves and start families. It's just, I don't know, it's lovely. And Elise will probably be able to tell you lots of stories as well, because she's really tapped into Irish culture and history of, the movement of people over and back on the water. But it's just a beautiful thing, And again, we want to keep that and never lose it.
I think
it is that thing of, with somewhere like Liverpool or Luton, it's where the work was. So you've not just got Vauxhall, you've got Vauxhall, Skeff, you've got Bedford, where it was all like the brick fields and all that kind of stuff. It's where you came and got the work, was able to have the work. My cousins live in Chester, and they have some Irish festival kind of thing for St. Patrick's, but they don't have a big, huge culture. And they're seeing my Facebook posts of just the small things that I've been volunteering with, and going, why did we lose that? Whereas here, and you feel welcomed, you feel part of the community. And I think that's what Luton needs to be more of. And I always do moan about it, but we need to be involved in each other's cultures and understand a little bit of each other's cultures and celebrate each other's cultures, because we are living together. It should never be this kind of, oh, you're this, so you celebrate that, and we give you the space to do it, because that's then just going to create more problems. It's like the council needs to put on and allow people to put on, this is this event, and everyone comes, everyone knows a little bit about that culture, because it could be a religious thing or it could just be a cultural thing. And
I think there's two different things there. There's two different things there, because the first word is the council, right? Yes. And that's a whole different program. We haven't got time to do it today, but the council is the council, and they do whatever they want to do. But what I was going to say is there is already a cultural mix between Irish and West Indian, Caribbean, because my children have grown up as Catholics. They've gone to St. Joe's, Cardinal Newman, St. John's. They've done Holy Ghost, all of that, because there are some islands in the Caribbean that are Catholic islands. So there's already that mix that's there. And that is something that's been going on for years. That as I said, I've known Sister Eileen for a number of years, so there's that bond that's already there. But it is also opening it up to everybody else, so that everybody else can then get involved, which is why we need to tap on the council. But that's a whole different subject.
Right, I just want to say a quick couple of things, and I need to jump off the call onto another meeting. St. Patrick's, the impetus for that does not come from the council. It comes from us. We say to the council, this is what we want.
Guys, I got a cut stick, so still a bit warm out here, so I'll probably catch you all again soon. Yeah. I don't say good activity, yeah. That's important. Just not important. Wait, 1%, yeah, 1%. No, it's not important. Statistics are important. Yeah, I did finish it. Over the not important. Just keep yourselves cool out there, guys. Yeah. Listen, honestly, thank you so much for all of your support. Shelley, thank you for all of your support leading up as well. And all your posts on Facebook, and thank you to Simply D. Cecile, thank you so much. And Rita, awesome, you're a legend. And I have so much attitude of gratitude for you guys. So I'll see you soon. Yeah, I'm going to go back and do a wee bit of work and try and stay cool.
Take care, JP.
See you later. Bye-bye. Can you quickly tell us what you're going to tell us?
Yeah, and the other thing, Shelley's point about things not being the way that they are in Luton, but in Chester or other places, there's actual studies being done to see that Irish people have married within the community rather than in towns like Liverpool or Leeds or places where people tend to have married out far more. So you tend to keep those traditions locked in. It doesn't mean people haven't married outside of that, but because you've had so many sort of like social clubs or Cardinal Newman, places where you're going to meet your intended, that really helps, because people always think about the heritage when they have their kids. What am I going to pass on to my next generation?
Yeah, definitely. There is a community within Luton. Doesn't matter what religion you are, what country you've come from, there's a community there already. And you're right about people marrying within the area as well, which then continues that community.
I'm going to hop off. I have to go into another call, but it's been lovely seeing you ladies.
Because we need to end as well. But it's been lovely having you on. It's been lovely having you on.
Take care.
One thing, you do not have to be Irish to come to the Luton Irish Forum.
Absolutely.
And that's something that needs to be put out there as well for people to then. I mean, obviously, I know that because we hire the place for the Simply D stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so we already are aware of that. But I don't think other people are.
No.
You know, I go along and volunteer because knowing what we are like in Simply D's, and it's something. There's always something different kind of going on, and I can drop in and help when I can. It's not like some places where you want to volunteer. There was kind of like, well, you've got to be here this days and these days and these days, and it's like no. I will come along and do bits and pieces, but it's also because it is the community. It is the people that are there. Not only the people that come along and like go along to all these different groups, but it's the staff that are there and the other volunteers that are there. You are a proper community.
It is a community. Without a shadow of a doubt, it's a proper community, and there's a nice feeling when you walk in the building. You don't feel that, oh God, what's going to happen when I go in here? It's quite warm. It's got a nice feeling to it. So anybody's welcome. Anybody.
And yeah, it is like the Irish opening up the front door, like you would do, like your own house. It's that exact same feeling.
Yeah,
and there's been quite a few times where I haven't been with Rita and I've walked in and I've just gone into the kitchen that's behind Sue and just put the kettle on and shoved my head in the doors and saying, put the kettle on, what's what? It is just that homely feeling. And growing up doing all the community work that I've done, it is great to be around people like that.
We need to wrap up. Time has gone on really, really quickly. So anybody who still wants to sponsor JP can still do that.
Yep, that money still goes into that pot. Yes, it's still available. Yeah.
So the information is on our Simply D's page. You get the information from there. And just as well, the Irish Forum, it's on Hitchin Road. It is Hitchin Road, isn't it?
It is, 102 Hitchin Road, just up from the train station.
Just up the road from the train station, not far from the town. You know, it's a beautiful venue. Honestly, it is. And we have used the top floor, we've used the bottom floor, it's there. So get in touch with people, get in touch with them. If you need a space, there's a space there that you can access. And also just the other things that they do there as well. So yes, just reminding everybody where it is.
We don't do private parties for the hire space, but otherwise it's available for commercial, really, training and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
There's many people out there doing lots of different things, and if they want a venue that's affordable, then they need to be ringing. They need to be contacting you. Because it's a great space. Absolute great space. Anything else you want to share, Shelley, before we finish?
It is just Simply D's 2 nights. I have not got a clue what's going on. I think it's a free-for-all. She's celebrating 8 years of doing her radio show where we started on Pam Tango, and now we do the same here. But then tonight, so the Real Talk show on tonight, 7 o'clock-ish start. Not got a clue what time she wants to finish. Few people on celebrating, and we're also then talking about Yvonne Michelle's Caught You in a Lie theatre show. We're selling tickets for that, and I think there was only 2 or 3 spaces left on the coach from Luton. If anyone's going, it's open to anyone that wants to come down to the Shore Theatre. That she's putting on her show that's been sell out all around
Luton,
places,
Bedford, Watford have all been sold out. It is, and also London. We did one in London as well. It is absolutely fantastic. It's the 23rd of May, the Shore Theatre in London. Like we said, there's a couple of I think we're doing a sing-along tonight. Oh God.
Yes, she did put sing along, and I was trying to ignore that. So I end up trying to mute Dee, and I do. I've put hands up, yeah.
So Yvonne Michelle's caught you in a lie. 23rd of May, the Shore Theatre, London. There's a couple of spaces left on the coach, which you need to contact Dee Bailey for. But the show itself is phenomenal. It is absolutely phenomenal. It's a one-woman show. Absolutely, it's a one-woman monologue, and Yvonne is, just really brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So information is also on our page as well. Get your tickets. You need to come. Don't snooze or you lose. All of that business. You need to get a ticket. Get a ticket and get yourself down there. That's it for this week. We will be back next week. Vita might sing as well. Oh dear.
Oh God, help you.
Wow.
Oh God.
Sorry, Ray. Love you.
We love you, but
we love you, but yeah. Same as Dee. We love you, but we will be back next week, 12 noon, same time. We will see you all then. So take care, everybody. Shelley's going to